Oh wait, should you be over here? That's fine. Okay. Yes. Hi, I'm Danielle.
Hi, I'm Mirka. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Just a little bit about me and what's going to happen today. I'm a social work student here at Xavier's Health and Wellness Center, and everything that is said between us is going to be confidential unless there are 3 limits, and they are: you're going to harm yourself, harming others, or I am a mandated reporter, so if you talk about child or elder abuse or neglect, I need to report that. And I will be taking notes just to kind of help myself to fill out forms that I need to do later on, as well as just to keep us on point for next time so we can pick up right where we left off.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so what's brought you in today?
So I came in today because I've been kind of stressed with my roommate and kind of the situation, our house situation, and I have friends to vent to, but it's like venting can only go so far, so I'm like maybe help in figuring out how I can stop being angry and building things up.
Okay, so what's going on with your roommate?
So there's 3 of us in the house in total, and my one roommate and I are fine, but the other roommate, she has a boyfriend that goes to Miami, and he comes over almost every single weekend. Last semester it was from Thursday to Sunday. This semester it's from Friday to sometimes Monday. And it's just kind of it's very frustrating because it's my house too, and I just want to be able to have my space and be able to be in my living room watching TV instead of just kind of being in my room, because they take up the living room and the kitchen, and they leave the kitchen dirty, the living room dirty, and I just feel like there's really no space for me. So every time on the weekends I feel like I always have to be out of the house, because I don't want to interrupt them. Obviously I want to give them their space, but then again I feel like intruded upon.
So is like it sounds like you have a lot of emotions going on and you're bottling up inside. How is that playing out? Like, are they releasing anywhere?
Yeah, well, they're not releasing on anybody in particular, but I think it's more of an internal thing that I get. Let's say I'm having a really bad day, then kind of if something goes wrong, then I snap like right away just because I feel like I've been building it. It might have nothing to do with my roommate, but it's just because I kind of have those emotions bottled up. I've noticed that one little thing happens and I kind of just snap, and it's like not fair to the other people that are kind of witnessing this. I don't snap on anybody, it's just like the situation that's happening, but I feel that that's what is going on, and obviously it's not healthy for me, but I don't really know
So it just
how
sounds
else to react.
yeah, it sounds like a lot of stress is all building up just on top of each other on you.
Yeah.
Does your house and like your roommates have a set of like house rules or like rules about who's cleaning and doing dishes and guests and that type of stuff?
Yeah, so we, it is a house for 4 people, and we used to have a 4th roommate, but she was a bad roommate, and so she ended up moving out. But because she was a bad roommate, we had like a worksheet, or not a worksheet, but a little fill-in paper to say that, you know, who bought paper towels, who bought toilet paper, who cleaned the kitchen, who took out the trash, who cleaned the bathroom, and things like that. So we used to have that, but then we thought that she was the problem, which she was, but to a certain extent. And so once she moved out, we kind of took down those things and figured that everybody would put their fair share of work in, which we are, but I feel like I'm doing most of the cleaning, and especially when my roommate and her boyfriend are over on the weekend, they pretty much just take over the first floor, and like let's say I want to cook something, everything is dirty, everything is being used, and like I can literally only make a sandwich because every pan is gross, the kitchen's gross, and I don't want, like, that's not my job to clean it, so Yeah.
Have you and the other roommate talked about having like a house meeting to talk to the one roommate that always brings her boyfriend over and leaves it a mess?
Yeah, so we've talked to each other about it because we vent to each other, which is nice to have somebody there, but we really haven't said too much except for kind of cleaning after yourself, because we're waiting to see this summer if she's gonna live in the house or if she's gonna go back home. And so if she lives here, then her boyfriend will most likely be here too, but if she goes home, then it'll just be the three of us, because there's another girl moving in. So
I was gonna say, are you guys all living together next year and sign the lease again?
yeah, we signed the lease for the next year, so yeah.
Where is home for you? Can you go home at all to try to get away from it for a little bit?
Home's in Chicago, and I don't have a car, so it's a 6-hour bus ride, which kind of is bad. And I work on the weekends, and so it's kind of difficult for me to be able to go home and then come back, because it's more stressful. And I really only have Saturday with my family, because it takes me 6 hours to get there. So I get there at like 8 o'clock, and then I have to leave Sunday at 1. So I kind of only have Saturday. But I mean, I FaceTime with my family, and I talk to my mom whenever I can. And the weekends for me are kind of to de-stress, because I work and I go to school during the week, so the weekends are kind of my time to just relax. And so that's why I feel like I can't when I'm home, because I feel like I have to be outside of the house. And going home would be nice, but I feel like it's more stressful to go home because I have more bus riding time than I do hanging out and relaxing. So
It sounds like though your mom is a good support system type thing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
yeah, she is awesome. She, I think, is a lot more mad. She's a lot more mad than I am about the whole situation, because she knows that I don't really require a lot. Like when I'm home, I just need to be fed pretty much, and like have water to like shower. But she's awesome. She kind of understands what I'm going through, and she tries to be there. A lot of the time she's like yelling, but she's not yelling at me, she's just mad for me. And I don't want her to feel like I don't want her to feel bad or to feel like this is like a problem that she needs to fix, but she's awesome to like be able to talk to and vent to, because she kind of understands. Like she'll always like understand my side of it. And she's known my roommate because we've actually been friends since kindergarten. So we've gone to grade school, high school, and now here at Xavier we're together. So she knows who she is.
Oh, so she knows the roommate that you're having problems with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that your mom is like getting the emotions out for you, since you're not, like, you're just bottling them up inside?
I mean, I vent to her, like my emotions come out when I talk to her, and she knows like I'm upset and frustrated, and she kind of reciprocates that. Does that make sense? Like she'll be mad at the same time too, but is that solving anything? I'm not like sure, because she tells me to do like talk to her and tell her how I'm feeling and all this stuff, but then again I don't do it because it's up to me. And I guess my mom's like a stronger person than I am. I would just like chicken out. So I think that's another.
Are you just not a confrontational type of person?
Yeah, no, I hate confrontation at all levels.
Yeah,
so
it's a hard thing to manage, and it's difficult, especially with roommates. I've had my fair share.
Right, makes sense. So.
Yeah. Have you gone or I guess you're off campus, have you lived with her in the past too?
So I lived with her the first semester of my sophomore year, because I was in Fenwick, and so, but I didn't actually live, she wasn't my physical roommate, so I lived with somebody else in the room, but she was like 2 rooms down, because we were a group of 8 in
So
Fenwick.
she was like a suite mate?
Yeah, she was a sweet mate. And that was fine. but I could kind of start telling that she didn't really want to be friends with the people that we lived with. Excuse me, which was okay because because shoot, I lost my train of thought. I could tell that she didn't want to start being with living with those people, and so I studied abroad this spring semester of my sophomore year, and my roommate, whenever I would FaceTime with my other roommate, she'd be like, yeah, she goes to Miami to visit her boyfriend more, she doesn't really go out with us, and so I was kind of nervous. And this summer when I was home in Chicago, I didn't see her at all. I probably saw her twice, and so I kind of expected something coming in, but I didn't know it would be like this drastic and annoying.
Yeah, it was
So.
a big change from what you were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way that like he could visit another time, or is like the weekends the only time?
Well, the weekend, I mean, she doesn't do too, like it's not that she doesn't do too much, but she like has class and she works, but she's usually like free a lot of the time. And the weekends, I don't know what he does, but the weekends I guess is the only time where they can be together all the time and not have to worry about anything. And they both have cars, but I feel like he's like only comes here. And I think because part of the reason is because he has to live in a house. So he's like an Evans Scholar. So they have to live in the house all their 4 years, so he has a roommate. So it's basically like the setup of Fenwick. He has a roommate and they have to like share bathroom and
so like they get their privacy.
right, so they have their privacy here because she has her own room and it's a house. So but I don't know like if it's for her maybe to alternate weekends where she leaves one weekend and then he comes, but I really do not, like, I don't know. I feel like she'll feel attacked if we're like he's here too much because she kind of depends on him for everything. So
is there like another way that, I'm trying to think of a way to phrase that, like instead of like attacking form, like
right,
be like, hey, can you like, are you gonna go visit Miami?
Yeah, I think trying to figure out ways to reframe that, but then again, she's a very like strong character, so any way that I put it, it's gonna feel like she's attacked and like I don't like him, which is not that I don't like him, but then it's not like I actually do like him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I don't really mind him. So
That's it. We could come up with that for a goal for next time, is coming up with a way to phrase that to her without being attacked.
okay.
Do you have any other goals?
I think maybe a goal that can come out of this, like out of the situation that we're in, is maybe like stand up for myself more, or try and figure out a way to not vent, but when things happen, when I'm annoyed, to kind of just say something then and there without being rude, but
So like confrontation type of thing?
Yeah.
Figure out how to do that?
yeah, figure out confrontation definitely.
Yeah, and there's positive confrontation, so you can figure it out. What else? Do we want to try to reset up your house rules in some way, even though like you got rid of them? Do you think it would help to put them back up, but change them a little bit so it's not like the same as last time?
Yeah, I think maybe making like a roommate contract or something, or just like being, I don't know, being able to be open with each other, and because I'm the only one in the house that doesn't have a boyfriend, so everybody else does. The two of them do. So, but
I would say, do we think that we can get any of these, or that you can get any of these done, that we meet up and then we can work on them together?
Mhm.
Or, so like you kind of have a rough draft going?
yeah, I can definitely try to start the process of
I would say,
trying to, figure out like if whenever this scenario happens, just try to stand up for myself or Ben, and so.
Yeah, like I said, we could probably do like role plays of the confrontation stuff and like how not to feel attacked or
To come off as I'm attacking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like write a rough draft of the contract and kind of go over it together. So. It's a
Yeah, that sounds great.
And then, are we meeting again same time next week? Does this
Yeah,
work?
yeah, this works definitely. This will be great.
Cool. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Cool.
It's nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.